Welcome to Catalyst Chats, where leaders spark ideas, share wins, and tackle people challenges that shape the future of work.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Catalyst Chats. I'm Lindsey Hammer, and today I have the opportunity to speak with Vikram Wadhawan, founder and CEO of Maven, Workforce, and Vasitum. Vikram, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Where are you dialing in from?
I'm in New Jersey, so
Okay,
pretty sunny day today, thankfully.
nice.
We've
I'm
had
jealous.
a wet weekend.
Yeah, it's kind of wet and overcast here. Well, thanks for joining us. I'm really excited to have you, and I'd love it if you could share a bit about your background for our audience.
Sure. So I generally tell people that I'm a first generation entrepreneur.
Okay.
So for me, my journey into entrepreneurship had a lot of challenges when I started. Parents weren't comfortable because none
Okay.
of them ever had any exposure to entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Not that they stopped me, but you know that situation wherein they're not stopping, but they're not encouraging.
Yeah. Well, and I could see how that could be scary as a parent, like, how's this gonna
Sure, I
go?
mean anybody would be because it was like a completely unknown territory for them.
Yeah.
And then coming from a family which did not have a lot of money, so they had
Yeah.
another fear. What if he loses money? What is he gonna
Yeah.
do? Where is he gonna get that money from? And all those thoughts.
Totally.
Yeah. So, but it's been an amazing ride. I mean, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. A lot of learning.
Yeah, I bet.
Lost a lot of money, made a lot of money. One thing I never lost was my confidence, my
Yeah,
my courage, which I
it's
think
amazing.
kept me going. One thing when I always look back and feel very proud of is the amount of learning I've had in this journey.
Yeah,
Has been tremendous, Lindsay.
bet. I bet that makes it fun and rewarding.
Yeah, so yeah, a serial entrepreneur, if that's the title people can relate quickly with,
Yeah.
so Vasitam is my fourth venture.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Maven as an organization has been in existence for about 15 years, but Maven itself has three separate entities, and each one of them can be considered as a startup.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's like a quick background about where I come from and
Yeah.
where I am right now. Not a tech guy, got into technology off lately. When I started
Okay.
building Vasitam, I had no idea about coding, no idea about cloud infrastructure. All I knew was recruitment. All I knew was
Yeah.
HR, right? But then I realized that this is something which is needed and is going to solve a lot of problems for
Yeah.
people like us. So I said, okay, another challenge. Let's hop
Yeah.
onto it. And yeah, we're trying to solve this problem now.
Amazing. What are some of the exciting projects that you're currently working on, if you can share?
Yeah, so the most exciting is building Vasitam and taking to the market. We are all set for our GTM. We are now deciding on who to reach, how to reach, setting up the
Okay.
team,
Yeah.
creating a drawing board, which will define the course of action. So that's the most exciting project
Yeah.
on the technology side where Vasitam is happening. On the services side, Maven Workforce, with all this geopolitical and US
Mm.
specific turbulence, we are moving into or thinking about setting up GCCs, which is Global Competency Centers.
Okay.
A lot of companies would start moving in that direction.
Yeah.
So that's an area which we've started kind of building some competencies around, and we are going to take that to our customers soon. So that's
Okay.
another interesting project
Yeah.
we are currently
Exciting.
working on.
Nice. Well, and you've mentioned that you've experienced challenges and you've learned lessons. Do you mind sharing what some of those have been for you?
I'm sure each one of the entrepreneur have gone through this. there's going to be rarely anyone who's an entrepreneur and wouldn't have gone through the bad phases
Yeah.
of the journey. For me, I mean, there are numerous. I mean, I could keep talking about it, but few ones which had a lot of gravity. One, of course, when I started my first venture, right off the school, didn't have money, borrowed money from my elder sister, and started that business, and it didn't take off.
Okay.
I lost all the money.
Yeah.
Not only her money, I borrowed from others, lost that money as well.
Okay.
And the people I had started that project with decided to start something else. And I said, okay, because I had not kind of lost my confidence. I knew I had to do it. I'm going to find my way.
That's
I
gotta be one
said,
of the
okay.
hardest parts that I'm impressed by with your story.
So I said, okay, let's do it. So we were three of us and we found an office, we signed the lease, we did everything. And all of a sudden, two of them say, we are checking out. Excuse me? So I said, and that's the day which I always look back and feel good about
Yeah.
because they checked out and I decided that I'm going to continue this by myself.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah. And when I look back and I see the difference between where they are and where I am today,
Yeah.
and I said, thank God
Yeah.
I stick there, right?
Been worth
I,
it.
I continued there despite of all those challenges and people checking out.
Totally.
I had a choice to go back to a job, right?
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm gonna make it happen.
That's so cool. Yeah, and here you are, what, 15 years later? That's so
No,
cool.
more,
More?
about 20. Yeah, about
Okay.
20 years.
That's impressive. Well, what are some of the trends that you're seeing in the industry right now?
One thing so when you say trends, I'm assuming and I think it's all about recruitment and the hiring space
Yes.
or the
Yeah.
technology trends.
Uh, Either or. Yeah, whatever's you feel is kind of shaking up the business right now.
I think my code is recruitment, so I think let's stick to recruitment. And recruitment as a function has dramatically moved from a back office support function to a boardroom discussion.
Yeah,
If you would have
totally.
noticed that, right? Earlier, recruitment was not a core function in the organization. Today,
Yeah. Kind of an
even
afterthought.
before sales, you would notice in some board discussions, hiring talent, right? Retention is the boardroom discussion today. So that's how important it has become. And with time and technology, it's going to become all the more important because we as humans will have to evolve a lot better than who we are today,
Yeah.
considering that most of the things we've been doing and we thought that these people are smart to be able to do it.
Mhm.
But the days which are going to be an old story, right?
Yeah,
Now technology does it a lot faster and a lot better, right?
totally.
So are we going to be jobless? Will we have no work? No. We are pretty resilient. We are going to be there, right? We are smart. We are resilient. I think every evolution made us scared, right? From manufacturing to automotive to
Totally.
computers to .com
Yeah,
to everything,
2000.
made us, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything made us scared at one point in time, but we turned out to be smarter, better, and we ended up creating more jobs with, wherein
Yeah,
we
that's true.
always had a fear. So
Yeah.
going by history, I think we'll be smarter. We'll be able to create more jobs,
Yeah. I
perhaps
like that
different
outlook.
category of jobs, right? Those days will be gone when people would want to code. You will
Yeah.
not need coders for sure.
Yeah.
5 years down the line, so today, if we look at coding is like a huge, huge industry, right? There are
Totally.
millions and millions of people are coding today.
Yeah.
That's going to change.
Huge amount of headcount for companies.
Yeah, yeah. So that's going to change for sure.
Yeah.
Will we not need coders? We will still need coders, but not like armies of coders.
Yeah. That feels like it's already starting to evolve.
No, companies have a target to move. coding about 20%, 25% to AI. And there are COAs in every large organization which is working on it, right? That how do we move that? So it was always that what is a low level work goes out first. So they're doing, okay, testing, can we move this to AI, which is
Yeah.
happening. Low level coding, can we move this to AI? It's happening. Can this AI do the design? No, not yet. Will
Yeah.
it be able to do it after some time? I'm sure it will
Probably.
be able to do it. Yeah. If not 5, maybe 7 years.
Yeah.
It's, yeah. Will it be creative enough? That's doubtful. That's where we'll have to chip in. That's where the new set of jobs will come in. The
Yeah.
new set of jobs will come in more of personalized experience. For example,
Mm-hmm.
cooking, for example, art, for example,
Yeah.
uh, coaching, for example, therapies, so
Yeah.
it's all going to be more of experiential as we move forward,
Yeah.
because a lot of these things which keeps us on our desk will be
Yeah.
done by the machines.
It's interesting what you just said. I mean, I've a lot of it resonates and I totally agree. And I'm hearing something that I hadn't thought about before, which what you said, it almost feels like it will move us in a more human direction in a way.
That's right. More experiential, right? So
Yeah,
touch, feel, taste
totally.
is going to be the topmost priority, right? So you'll pay
Yeah.
more money to have those experiences, because you'll have a lot of money, because these machines are going to be working for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll have a lot of time. So what do you do with that time? So then you get into experiences, personalized experiences, right?
Yeah. Arts and entertainment.
Travel is hospitality. Travel create a lot of more opportunities.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll
Technology
be
will
really
continue,
interesting.
will continue to armies.
Yeah, that makes sense. And how are your companies utilizing AI?
Vasitum is an AI platform. It's yeah, and it came out of my personal experience. I've been part of this industry, right? With Maven, the kind of customers we work with are all Fortune 100 and Fortune 500 companies. By the virtue of which I got exposed to hiring challenges pretty much across the globe.
Hmm. I
We
bet.
right entire length and the breadth of the globe. I ended up hiring people for these organizations, and that's where I realized that while hiring has moved from a small back office support function to a boardroom discussion,
Hmm.
but hiring process still remains one broken, too old school, right? It has
Totally.
not evolved. You look at history of the last revolution around the recruitment space happened when these job boards were born.
Hmm.
Their Dice, Monster, Career Builder, and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
Post that, it hasn't changed. The only
totally.
thing which has changed, these job boards have become smarter, faster. You post a job, in no time you have hundreds of applications coming in. But being a recruiter, what do you do with them? You can't practically go through all those resumes,
Mm-mm.
right? So one, of course, I realized that while the function has become so important for organizations, right? But the technology supporting this function is not evolving.
Totally.
Right. So recruiters still operate in a broken ecosystem. When I say broken, they hop on anywhere between 4, 5, 6, depending on the. So an organization like Amazon have 7, 8 different tools to do hiring.
Yep.
You
At
you
least.
guys, you know that, right? Amazon
Yeah.
has one of the most complex hiring process, and perhaps long as well. It's pretty long, right?
I've done a process mapping activity before and you knew it was long, but seeing it written out on paper, you're like,
Yeah.
oh my
You
goodness.
realize, oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's not talk about Amazon, but talk about any organization, even if
Yeah.
it's a mid-sized, lower middle market or a middle market
Totally.
organization, their process is broken. They hop on anywhere between 4, 5, 6, 7 platforms to do one job, which is
Yeah.
recruitment. And not only that, they end up doing a lot of manual processing at every stage of the recruitment life cycle.
Yeah.
So
It
I
was
thought,
not that long ago. I had a friend at another very large company, and they said that they were still dealing with paper resumes, and that blew my mind. Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine? So I would be surprised if I don't even remember that in last 6, 7, 8 years, if I would have had that paper resume in my hand.
Totally. There's one
I
point where there
can't
were
even remember.
stacks of them on my desk, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that made me build something which brings these broken pieces together.
Yeah.
And not only does that, but also automate each one of them to make recruitment a lot more efficient.
Yeah.
So that's how birth of Vasitum happened.
That's awesome.
Still, the vision is to get to zero touch hiring,
Wow.
especially finding candidates. Why
That'd
do
be
we
so
have
cool.
to put that search string, right?
Yeah.
Machines can do it much better. Sending an
Totally.
email, checking, okay, if you have 7 years of an experience in Java, are you willing to work in New York City? Are you fit into this kind of a compensation bracket? Are you willing to go to office? Why do a recruiter has to pick up the phone and get these
Mhm.
confirmations? Machines can do a lot better. Not only that, machine can also check that if he says I've got 7 years of a Java experience, they can also check the depth of Java
Yes. Yep.
instantly, right?
And the
Whatever time
compliance
can
aspect of all of that too.
all that. And then once there is a good match, machine can schedule an interview.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
all that should happen automatically. Once the interview is done, machine should be able to collect the feedback, create report cards, scorecards, and show it to recruiter. Hey, you know what? I had 10 candidates who got interviewed, and these are sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which one do you want to
Yeah.
go ahead with?
Yeah.
On
It's
selecting,
gonna
machine should be able.
it's gonna take the hiring process down from what, 4 to 8 weeks to
Yeah.
maybe 1
So
week?
we are promising our customers that we are gonna impact your three core hiring KPIs, which is time to
Yeah.
hire, cost per hire,
Mhm.
and the quality of hire as well.
That's awesome. That's super exciting stuff that y'all are working on. And as a former recruiter and a recruiting manager, get very excited about everything you're
Yeah.
talking about.
And it's a big problem, especially when it's so complicated, right? I mean, as a recruiter, if you have 100 emails in your inbox, and if your manager expects you to go to all those 100, pick up top 20, call those 20, and
Mhm.
identify top 3, 4, 5, and then imagine if there are 4 rounds of interviews, that matchmaking itself.
Yeah.
It's so much of a work, and it's all
Yeah, it really
heavy
is.
lifting, which is not adding any value.
Yeah. Yeah, let's give those recruiters time back.
And they should be doing which they are good at, perhaps engaging. That
Mhm.
human component is missing,
Totally.
right? That
And
cultural
that's what makes a
fitment.
good recruiter. Yeah.
That's what they're supposed to do. Talk about organization culture. Talk about why they are there. Talk about why people are sticking to the job. Talk about what kind of a product or a service they have gone. And that's a human element which humans should work on. And that's what will
Absolutely.
happen with each one of us as we move forward in this AI journey.
Yeah. Well, it makes me excited for the future.
Yeah,
Thank
rather
you
than
so
being
much.
scared, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I'm personally excited about it. And so I think in our age, this is going to be the second revolution. First was the smartphones. What an
Yeah.
innovation.
It's hard to imagine life before them now.
Yeah, so it was great. .com also.
Yeah.
And then AI, the only thing, the speed is going to be a lot faster.
Yeah,
You can't
totally.
even imagine. You can't even
Yes.
imagine. It's going to be
I
that
think I think it's
fast.
happening already quicker than even I'm realizing on a daily
Yeah, yeah,
basis.
yeah. So I have a daughter, she's 17, and she
Okay.
was asking, although she wants to be an entrepreneur, and she was asking, Papa, if I were to pick up a subject, which one should I pick up? I said,
Yeah.
very hard.
Yeah.
So my younger one says she wants to be a lawyer, and
Okay.
she was asking, is this a good idea? I said, honestly, I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
1 year down the line,
It's
I,
hard to
I
say.
may have some visibility.
Yeah.
Right now, things are changing, and they are changing so fast that my elder one is going to go to college after a year, right? And I
Yeah.
can't tell her
It's
that
exciting.
how the industry is going to be shaping up.
even by the time that she graduates. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, very
So,
exciting. Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your insights and especially sharing more about your company and the exciting things that y'all are working on. And feel like you've given the audience a lot to think about.
Thank you. And good luck, Lindsay.
Thank you for listening to Catalyst Chats. Like, share, and don't forget to follow.